Well, today is day 3 of my journey, and I appreciate you joining me. Um, I don't know. I was thinking today. I was thinking today about some of the foundational stuff that you have to come to accept, really, before you can, I guess, be confident in robotic affirmation. And I was thinking about the quantum field and just that I am existing on many different planes. And if I am on different planes, that means that I don't have to be bound by what's happening right now. I don't have to be bound by the circumstances of my life because there's another me out there in the field of possibilities that's doing exactly what I want to be doing, living the life that exactly I want to live. And so all we're doing is getting in alignment with that. So, as I had said before, and I'm sorry, my camera is a little wobbly here. For me, I'm on a 30-day journey to use robotic affirmation to help me recognize that I am free of all credit card debt. Now, I gotta leave myself more room. I am free of all credit card debt now. Now, it may not match up with what's going on here in my 3D physical life, the life that I know of my 5 senses. But I trust and believe that reality for me happens within, inside. It's sort of like, what do I want to turn to? What do I want my thoughts to be focused on? Do I want to just be out here worrying about it, worrying about my finances and what I believe the situation is? Or accept the truth that I'm free of all that. And whatever you may be going through, whatever you may be worried about right now relates to money and finances. If you allow yourself to, you'll see that you're really free of it too. We didn't come into this world worrying about such things. I don't think that was the purpose. So that's why I like this exercise and going through and repeating an affirmation, that's what draws me to it, is that it takes my mind off of this physical life, which is just a reflection from within. The stories that I've been told throughout my life, and honestly, the choices that I've made in the physical world. I get that. And there's some accountability for that, absolutely. But now it's like, I'm making a choice, which is really what it comes down to. You just have to decide, like, this is who I am now. Remember, I was talking to you about that my affirmation, it has to have, for me, it has to have now. Because now, it's all there is. We talked about that. Like, if I didn't remember it, I wouldn't have a past. Or I could remember it in a different way. I could remember it in the way that I want to remember it. And that would be my past. And then the future is kind of like where I'm at today, thinking what it's going to be today, but that's subject to change. It's really not here. And the past is not really there, except in my memories. What I believe to be my memories. But memories can change and memories can be changed. So really it's, what are you feeling now? Where are you at in this moment? And for me, I'm free of all credit card debt now. And so this line becomes whatever is weighing on you, whatever you're trying to call into alignment. Just know that it already exists. Writing this down and repeating it a couple of times. I usually go over it a couple of times after I've written it on one page. It's really just recognizing your power to turn your attention to what you want. That's really our power. We have our power to turn our attention to really what we want to focus on and what we want to see in this physical 3D reflection. So I don't know what it is for you, but this helps me be mindful during the day. Like when those little worries come in, I can kind of think of what I've done here, and it gets me back on track for what I want to focus on and where I want to be. And I realize, hey, I've made it this far in life, and whatever I feel like this pressing issue is, I'm going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You're going to see yourself to the other side of it because you're powerful enough to know that It's just something you've brought into your view right now. Doesn't feel that great, but we're trying to put something else in our view. And so now that I've filled my page, I usually do, I'm going to go and read through it. I'll read through it a couple times. But I usually just leave it silent so that you can kind of, so you can recite what you want to. What would you be writing about? And I like this because it says, I am free. For me, I like that. I am free. Free to focus on the better part of things and not the negativity. I am free of all credit card debt now. I am free of all credit card debt now. I am free of all credit card debt now. You know, another thing I realized about this is it just, man, it just feels good. It feels good to read that and be in that space. And there's nothing wrong with doing something that makes you feel good. There's enough in this world that makes you feel not good. So, what about the power of just choosing to feel good? I don't know, there's so much we're taught about when we have issues in our lives. We gotta focus on it. We gotta just focus on it and come up with a plan and step by step and how you're gonna get out of that. And but what if the power, like I believe, is all really from within? Go within. Look for the answers there. So on day 3, I have my I am statement. And actually, all of these things I end up usually repeating them throughout the day anyway. I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am prosperous, I am a money magnet, I am a millionaire, I am money. Because when you think about the negative thoughts that you have, now you're just actively like, no, this is actively what I'm going to think about here. And today, I'll take a moment to color in. I don't get too crazy about this. I mean, if I go outside the lines, that's okay. It's not really about that. It just kind of really just focuses me in on this statement: who I am, who I choose to be. I am abundant. You are abundant. Not just in money, but wherever you're at, you can always find abundance if you want to look, and if you're, look for it. Look for having. Look for things that you have and focus on those things. I think a lot of times we just focus on what we don't have, what we want, what's missing. And we tend to lose sight of the abundance that we have in other things. I was at the gym today working out, and I just looked out the window and I saw the trees blowing in the wind, and it's like so many leaves on the trees. You know what I mean? It was like it was abundance. I mean, there's like so many leaves on that. It's like 3 or 4 trees, and then I thought, and then man, how many trees are in this city? So that's a lot of leaves. And you could say, oh, well, yeah, I don't have this, and I'm missing this. But looking out that window and seeing those leaves swaying on the trees, and I realize there's a lot in this world. If you choose to see it, there's a lot that we have in our lives. It's beauty and strength and greatness we have in our own lives, but a lot of times we don't. We just don't recognize it because we're focused on what's missing. But I hope you will join me in knowing and saying that I am abundant. I am abundant. I am abundant. I have everything that I need. Even when the facts are saying, no, man, you don't. You don't have this and you don't have that. But when it really comes down to it, I'm abundant. I am abundant. I am abundance. It comes from me. It comes from within you. There's nothing outside of you that's going to come and, make your life this perfect thing. If you don't accept from within that really you've got everything you need. And in that, we really are free. Anyway, that's day 3 for me. And then I got a different pen today because the other pen, there was resistance in that pen. It just wasn't flowing. But I got one of these little gel pens. So I go through, I write my affirmation that I'm focused on, read over it a couple times, kind of ponder it. And then finish by saying, it is done. It's done. And there's a color in this circle. I'm reminded of the fact that when I first thought about being free of all credit card debt, as soon as I thought about it, from within, it was done. You have to trust that. Like, you couldn't have thought about it. Well, you'll hear it said that creation is finished, right? There's nothing more being made, and you can't destroy what's already been made. So if we're thinking about it, then it really is already done, because we know that it's already been in the field of creation. So this thing that I'm focused on, the thing that I already know that I have, which is freedom from all credit card debt, it's really already done. And this helps me to remember that it is done. I don't think there's anything special that I need to do. I believe that the universe will just put me in alignment with what and where I need to be and actions I need to take. And so I'm just kind of letting it go, not stressing on it, and just knowing that it is done. And that's what you have to think about. The thing that you're focused on and maybe worried about. Um, Maybe you don't need to worry about it so much. Maybe you can just believe that, well, I choose this other thing, and I know in choosing it, I already had it. This is where that phrase of instant manifestation comes from. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys have a good night and a good rest. And we'll pick this up in a couple days or so. And you have a good night. And I just want to close by reminding you that there's nothing wrong with you. There's never anything wrong with us. We are whole, we are perfect, we are complete. Please remind yourself of that.